I thought I would hop on here and comment on the Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup, episode 4. So I've kind of refrained a little bit from commenting because I'm really not pro Gypsy. I'm not anti Gypsy. I'm not about bullying or, causing any shit with the family. Basically, I could care less. However, I want to throw in my input on this episode. So, this was the episode where we saw Ken come into play. And you see Gypsy's stepmom, Christy, call Gypsy and tell her that that Ken had contacted her about the reason why he had broke up with Gypsy while she was in prison. Now, this is where I am calling bullshit. So, Christy is telling Gypsy, oh, well, he just felt like if he loved you that he needed to let you go so you could find yourself. Calling bullshit. Why am I calling bullshit? Well, let's see. I am going to be 55 years old and I have lived a life. I've kissed some frogs. I've dated some guys. I know they crazy. Girls are thirsty. So here's my theory on what really happened allegedly. And I'm not buying Christy's version of that. Well, honestly, I'm not buying Ken's version of what he told Christy. So let's get into it. So what, 3 or 4 years ago, Gypsy and Ken meet while she's in prison. She's dating Ken. She's with Ken for a couple of years, according to what they have stated. So she's, engaged to him now. They're going to get married. But Gypsy's in prison. Ken is not. Ken is a bartender. What do bartenders do? They see women every day in their face. Now, Gypsy, mind you, she's in prison. They can't have any real contact. No sex, no, kissing, no hand-holding, no lovey-dovey stuff going on in prison. Ken's a man, and he's thirsty too. And he's a bartender. Now, you can't tell me that Ken, out bartending, decent-looking guy, isn't finding women on a regular basis who are throwing themselves at him. Now, again, back to me. I'm a 55-year-old woman almost, and I know we would probably almost, kind of, sort of, depending on the woman, throw yourself at a man. Women ain't nice. No, they ain't nice. And men, they aren't always faithful. So my theory, Ken probably met somebody else out in a bar. He probably thought, okay, I like this girl maybe. They're doing the little jingo in the bedroom, allegedly. I don't know. Again, don't know these people. This is just my take on the situation. So Ken decides, well, crap, Gypsy's in prison and she's not going to be out for I don't know how long. And, at that point, she had at least 2 years left before she was even eligible for parole, with no guarantee that she would get parole. So he's probably thinking, crap, we can't be together for years. So maybe here in his mind, or people in his life are telling him, listen, you can't string this girl along. It's not right. Don't string her along. If you love her, let her find herself. When she gets out, maybe things will be different. But until then, kind of play the field. You can't really go anywhere with her in prison. So this is where I feel Ken breaks up with her, so he can sow his wild oats while Gypsy's in prison. He probably didn't really bank on the fact that she'd marry Ryan. I mean, he probably didn't think it would go that far. Who really knows exactly what he was thinking? We do know they were in contact with one another while she was in prison. Conversations entailed We don't really know. They could have been sexting for all we know. We don't really know. But this is my guess. My guess is that he decided to break up with Gypsy because perhaps he met somebody else that he kind of liked and was doing a little jiggy jiggy with, and decided to pursue something outside of prison life with Gypsy, with the intention that she gets out and, maybe he's single again, and then they can originally or just hook back up. This is, again, allegedly my own opinion on this. I know men, and I'm sitting back here and I'm thinking, the way that Christy is telling Gypsy this on the phone, did she really buy that shit? Because come on, girl, I can see Gypsy buying that shit, because now Gypsy doesn't have a whole lot of experience with, men in relationships. She hasn't been beaten down by the men yet. Not really. She's not old enough for that. When she gets older, she's going to realize, shit, these men are something. They beat you down. And women are just as bad. So don't be thinking I'm calling on just one of you, because I'm calling it all. We're all a little messy. But needless to say, I think that's what happened, and that's my opinion, allegedly. So what do you guys think? Do you think that it's all bullshit on... I think there's a portion of truth, and I think that portion of truth is where they finally probably just said, well, you probably shouldn't string her along, let her go. When she gets out, maybe things will change, maybe things will be different. Not banking that Gypsy would get married to Ryan, and probably didn't even care, to be completely honest, because I guarantee he knew that he could just step back in whenever he wanted. Because Ken's a bartender. Ken's not a bad-looking guy. Ken's got away with women. And so for Christy to be pretending like she's falling for all that stuff, come on, lady. You're at least up there close to my age, and you can't tell me that you don't know men, too. So I call bullshit. Plain and simple. Maybe not completely, but mostly bullshit. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Bye.